Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, July 21st. We're making it all the way to the end of July. It's terrific. I'm so happy to see you, as always. I'm working off a little tiny computer, so I'm going to be going in and out to see what the agenda is. So let's see. We do have an agenda, and there are items on it. There are some announcements and some updates, some questions. It's a whole bunch of stuff. If you don't have a link to the agenda, I'm going to bet that somebody's going to put it in the chat, just in case you don't have a link. Thank you. See, I knew. It's either going to be Jamie or it's going to be Angela. These guys who are on it all the time. Okay, so let's go to the update. No, we'll go to announcements first. So I'm going to be away for the next 2 weeks. So there will not be Chancellor Zooms on those 2 Wednesdays. That's July 28th and August 4. And since we have convocation, there won't be Zoom on the 11th. And we're not going to have one on the 18th. So we're going to have one on the 25th. And then, the 18th is the one that's on convocation, sorry. 11th, I'm still not going to be here. But I'm coming back that next day, so it's not like I'm gone for 3 weeks. Right, so I'll miss the 28th, the 4th, and the 11th because I'll be away. The 18th is the convocation week. And then we'll have the next update on the 25th. After the Chancellor Zoom on the 25th, the campus Zooms will then pick up on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. So September 1, September 15, October 6, October 20, 1st and 3rd Wednesdays going forward after that. So I'm hoping that everybody is okay about that. And if there needs to be some kind of emergency notification about something or other, I'll be sure to accommodate any important messages that come out. So I think we should be good with twice a month now going forward, and we'll try that out for a little while. Any comments, questions about the dates? You can program your Google calendars to repeat the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays. That makes it easy. Okay. Then there's a note in the agenda about our On the Horizon webinar. I believe Lynn would like to speak. Go, Lynn.
Hi, everybody. It's been so long since I've been at this meeting due to jury duty, very important jury duty. This webinar, I really want to thank the college, especially Joanne Whitaker, Lisa Yamamoto, and our web team, and our student assistant who helps put this on. It's going to be a really good mix of so many areas of the college, health, and there's a mention of international and service learning, and we try to really include as many aspects as we can, going from the past to the present and the future, and how our college impacts the community and beyond. So thank you for registering. You can still register as of today. We have so many donors joining and community members, and Louise Yamamoto forwarded this out to our retirees who I hopefully, I'm gonna look down the list to see if some have registered. But being the wonderful competitive persons that we are here at Kapi'olani, I want to let you know that we have the highest count of registered people for any On the Horizon webinar. Yes, we're so awesome. Thank you. see you tomorrow, Dr. Louise, for taking this on and being our narrator and moderator and doing all that excellent stuff. You'll get a really good interview from a student from our Innovation Center. But it's just so much more than just CIP, I promise. See you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions or considerations? The registration link was put in the chat. Thank you, Lisa. And Sheldon, you want to talk about a random post? Go ahead.
Sorry, it's just totally random.
That's it?
Oh, well, just I wanted to share a piece Lisa and Alfie did because we were trying to do a virtual campus tour with YMCA. And with some technical hiccups, this is what we were able to launch.
Okay, so be very careful, all of you who are now going to launch it, because we're going to hear it. So I'm going to play it later. This looks good. Thank you for sharing. Okay, I just have one update that's connected to system-wide activities, and that is the forgiveness of financial obligations. I talked about it a little bit before, and this is where at the encouragement of the federal government, we are using some of our HERF funding to pay off student debt. When students have obligations, they're called OBS in the parlance of student affairs. These are financial OBS. They owe money somewhere, a parking ticket, a library fine, tuition, graduation, they just never paid. And if they don't pay, they're not supposed to be able to register for the subsequent semester, and they're not able to get transcripts when they need them. So in the hopes of making sure that students can continue, the federal government is encouraging institutions to use their HERF money to pay off those debts and allow the students to continue. So as of today, actually as of an hour ago, because I just got new information on the last that we did, so I'll update you even more in the future when it's all done. It will all be done by July 28th. Right now we're scooping different groups of students and making sure we can pay it. So as of noon today, we had discharged the debt, this is the technical terminology, of 1,197 students for a total of $916,696.14. So that's how much debt was owed to the college by these almost 1,200 students. I send the students a letter saying this is what's happening. And if you have questions about any of it, please email covid19@hawaii.edu. That's the UH system office that's going to be doing triage and sending words back and forth to different campuses if they get questions. But of course, because I sent it, the students are also electing to reply to me. And so I'm getting some really wonderful messages about, oh, thank you, I can't believe this. This is what the only thing that's preventing me from enrolling for fall. So thank you so much. Also getting questions about how come I still can't register? So that one I sent to Jerry, and Jerry finds out that there's an academic hold, not a financial hold. And then I get one from a student who says, oh, thank you so really, but I'm not coming back to school. So can I get the refund on everything else? It's like, no, that's tuition that you paid. But you got to give them credit for trying. So of these 1,197 students and the $916,696.14 comes out to an average of $765.83 per student. So when I look at the list, I see some students who have a 50-cent obligation and others that have much more in terms of tuition. So all of that was paid. Alfred, yes, it means that the college now has cleared that accounts receivable. Yes, that's what that means. So questions, other questions besides Alfred's question? Okay, then other update, there were other questions about guidelines for face-to-face instruction for faculty and students. Any changes, or is an updated statement going to be posted or discussed prior to convocation? So my hope is, and all of us are hoping, that the UH system guidelines are distributed. They have been sent to the unions for their review. So once the unions have okayed everything, the guidelines will be distributed. We hope that, I don't know that they'll be very different from the guidelines that have been already in place, because if you recall, last summer, we went through that whole exercise with 4 different groups on the campus, everybody, faculty, staff, administrators working to create the guidelines. They're not going to be so different because the situation has not changed all that much. What I expect will be different will be the distance. I expect to see 3-foot distance in this guidelines, but we are anticipating them any day now. And I'm hoping that it's all in place before the semester starts. Other questions about that? Anything anybody want to ask? Okay, we're all waiting the same way. Okay, then there's another question about assessment. We have distributed an announcement about the Tuesday of duty week. We are setting aside time and resources for faculty and staff to be doing SLOs and SAOs. The details of how that 2-hour block is going to roll out are still being worked out with the SLOA committee. And we'll be sure to send out additional information before that, of course. But I also want to underline that this time set aside for assessment is going to be every Tuesday of duty week. So duty week right now is every Wednesday is convocation. Now we're going to add to that calendar every Tuesday morning will be assessment time. Joanne, you want to add anything else?
No, that's great. I just thank you for helping us move this forward. We have a midterm report, ACCJC midterm report due spring of 2022. So this is just going to help us get us a little closer. And, you know, I totally understand that the faculty were super busy trying to get all their courses online and all that technology. And I mean, I talked to some faculty that said they literally spent 40 hours a week in the beginning just trying to get their courses to work online. So I know that assessment was not the focal point for you. So, so we're just trying to get us started again and, you know, have a discussion on how students are learning online. That might be a good way to get it kicked off. So thank you for your patience on this.
Okay. And on that same day, the Tuesday of duty week, which is the 17th, I believe, starting at noon, we, the administration, will be hosting a barbecue. Those of you who were around in December, you might remember we did have a barbecue and we're going to do it again. We're hoping to bring people together socially distanced with masks until they start eating. But it's just a way to create a little bit of community when we've all been so isolated all of these months. So we'll have a Google form out, and you can RSVP that you'll be coming to join us for hot dogs and hamburgers and chips and stuff. So hope that you'll be on the campus and willing to share in the barbecue with us. Okay, let's see. Then we have campus announcements, and these look like all of summer camp stuff. So looks like Kara's going to talk. Is that right?
That's right. I'm here. So
Hey,
I'd,
Kara.
thank you. I'd just like to start out by saying thank you for all of those who are either presenting or have signed up to volunteer at summer camp. So really building that community is so important to us. So mahalo. And if you haven't had a chance to sign up yet, I think, Jamie, did you highlight that to copy it all over right now? I hope so. I can put it in the chat. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Jamie will do the links while I'm talking about it. So to sign up to facilitate a session, you can see the link here. So it's wonderful if you're going to attend a session, but we do have 22 spots that we're still looking for volunteers to help support your community and to help support all of the speakers that are coming together to make that happen. So we have the facilitator sign up sheet, and we have that. And then finally, if there is a question you'd like to ask the students, the student panel has also been created, and you can ask me anything questions ahead of time. And a huge shout out to Shannon, who's helped organizing that and rounding up the students for that event. Anything that I missed? So Jamie put the registration links, the facilitation link, and then also for student panel. Any questions? Can I get a thumbs up if you're planning on going to summer camp? I see, yeah, I see real thumbs. Not many reactions though on page 1. There we go. Thank you, Lori, Jamie. Great. So I would definitely, if you're on the fence about attending, check out the schedule and see if there's anything that resonates with you, and also ways for you to support your fellow faculty and staff.
Thanks, Kara and Jamie and all of the folks. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the schedule, but it's really super interesting. And I think I told Jamie that, I may have to interrupt my vacation to take in a couple of summer camp activities just because they look so good. So do check out this. There's something for all kinds of different people. It's not just about instruction. It's not just about student support. It's about a whole lot of things. So please take a moment to look at the schedule and do sign up for some summer camp stuff, and have your marshmallows and s'mores ready, and be all good for summer camp.
Yeah, and we're not recording sessions either. So if you're not there on that day,
That's it.
you're not gonna. Yep, that's right. You snooze, you lose.
Okay, thanks for that. That's really important because most people now have gotten used to being able to tune in at any time. So good to know. I think that gets us through the agenda, and I know Brian had some updates. So Brian.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I got a bunch of updates operationally. So let me buzz through this, and then maybe I can take some questions as we get toward the end. An email was sent out yesterday or a couple of days ago from Sean Nathan regarding our Lot B resurfacing project. The lot will be closed for 3 weeks, and will reopen as duty week comes upon us. So it'll be closed from the 26th of July until the 15th of August. This is entirely 100% closed. We needed to close it because the contractor needed initially 8 weeks, and we said, I can't give you 8 weeks. So we're going to give him 100% of this lot. He's going to do concrete work to the lot, no resurfacing yet, just concrete work. And also repouring a bus pad. For those of you who drive out of the campus and are in the right-hand lane, you'll know how bad that bus area is. So all of that is going to be done in this period. And then there's going to be resurfacing of the lot itself during the holiday break in December. So this is going to be a parceled out project. That should not have very much impact because, like I said, it's going to reopen before duty week begins. Budget conferences have begun with department chairs, unit heads, and administrators. We started on Monday, July 12th. We're about halfway through the 8 areas of the college, and we will be continuing through up until our fearless leader leaves next week. And we hope to have a tentative budget release to the campus by September 1st. I say tentative because I'm still unsure. We're still unsure as to when we are going to get an allocation from the system, which drives everything. With regard to our end of fiscal year reports for FY21, the tuition and fees reports were sent out to department chairs and administrators on July 16th. For those of you who would like to see how all of the campuses did, Cheryl is going to link a site where you can go and get reports. Right, Cheryl? Cheryl, I'll do it.
No, it's coming up.
There's also a question, Brian, from Alfred about the farmer's market. How's the farmer's market impacted by the closure?
Yeah, let me just tackle some of these afterward, LP.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Switching gears on for P card holders and P card approvers. As you guys know, we have a brand new SAP Concur system. The business office has largely been responsible for creating their own training and unrolling that training. But the system is providing some high level training. So right now we have P card approver training sponsored by the system. It goes every day from 1:30 to 2:30. And Justin, can you link there you go. For approvers of P card. So what this is these are basically the account managers. You know, somebody, for instance, charges something on their P card. I've approved them to charge an account that I'm responsible for. I need to go in there and approve it. The business office is offering help desk hours for the new SAP Concur system. These are for P card holders. That's happening. The next one or the last one, it happened for the last 2 days, and the last one is tomorrow, July 22nd. And Justin's going to link that Zoom information for help desk hours. With regard to campus security and safety, there is an annual security report, huge annual security report that's due to the federal government, US DOE, every October 1st. As part of that, campus security authorities or CSAs are asked to provide statistics on any type of reports that were made to them over the past year. Jacob Choi will be sending out the CSA stat reports. I believe they've already been sent out, sorry. It's a Google document. It's a link to a Google document. If you have not received that link to the Google document, please reach out to Jacob at extension 9334, or you can shoot him an email as well.
Brian?
Yes.
Who needs to be checking the link and reporting?
Anybody who's considered a CSA or campus security authority. So essentially that would boil down to, Jacob, you want to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Brian. I can do it. Yeah, basically, it's anybody who has any student involvement. So faculty advisors, student clubs, people responsible for student travel, department chairs, administrators, people like that.
Okay.
Okay, with regard to return to campus, unless we are informed otherwise, everyone, as you know, is expected to return on August 3rd. As I've mentioned for the last several months now, on several venues, this meeting included, by now, you should have reviewed your office plan and perhaps even done a dry run for when students and employees return. As LP stated earlier, we're expecting campus system-wide guidelines to either be approved or be released by the system sometime within the next few, hopefully, days. Last year, if you all remember, we were the first campus to come out with guidelines, and the system came out a couple of days after us. That's not the plan this year. Last year, we couldn't wait any longer and we needed to get something out. This year, we're going to be a little bit more patient. Hopefully it comes out soon, although I don't know, and I don't know that LP knows either. Finally, last week we had a campus closure. Sorry about that to the summer school teachers. I know it's tough. You only have 6-week terms, and just trying to cram everything in. Losing a day is like losing a week. We do apologize. There's things that we cannot control. Water main broke a few streets away, which then caused a ripple effect on our campus, and we could not effectively bring our water back. And for many folks who were asking, is that an emergency? Yes, that is a health and safety emergency without running water on a campus, with no toilet, no restroom facilities, no places to wash hands during a pandemic. It could be very problematic. We're hoping we're a very, very old system, and our infrastructure for water is it's ancient. It's been here since before this was a military base. So there is a lot of things that were uncovered as part of that water shutdown that we're going to need to replace on an emergency basis. I will entertain any questions now.
There are two so
2
far.
questions. Who is the 2 questions?
Alfred wants to know if the farmer's market is going to be impacted by the
Absolutely.
resurfacing.
Absolutely, they're going to be impacted. We're working with them right now to figure out a location. Honestly, it's, we just provide our campus, and they need to propose to us a plan on how they would like to roll out the market, those respective closure dates, the 3 Saturdays. I haven't gotten a plan from them yet, but I'm expecting one from them soon. I've told them short of that, then we can't have the market. But any announcements and things of that nature will come and should come from them.
Thank you. There's another question from Dave Stevens about parking passes.
So parking passes, we are going to have to do things a little bit different this year. We're definitely, not definitely, we will very likely not be able to hit the start of the school year. And the reason why is we're rolling this out to everybody this year. This is a practice run for next fall 22. So everyone this year is expected, if you're going to park on campus, we're expecting that we're asking you to have a parking pass. We're not charging, this year, but everyone is expected to have a parking pass, students included, mopeds and motorcycles included. If you're if you're riding a bike on, obviously we're not expecting you to have one, but if you have a motor vehicle on campus, we are expecting you'll have a parking pass. So there's a lot of different things that are new, and we uncover them as we meet weekly on parking passes. So we're going to have them available. Yes, we're going to give you a process. I just don't know what that process is right now. Even if you're not, so Dave, your question about our passes expire in August, will we be able to renew by September 1st? Let's assume that we're not ready to go by September 1st. We're going to have a grace period. We'll have a grace period and give enough time for folks to get their passes before we start implementing ticketing and things of that nature. Christy Yoshikawa asked, will DHT be open for parking in fall? I I don't believe so. I mean, that's them. I don't know. I know they have construction right now, so I believe most of the contractors park in that lot during the day.
Once we close lot B, we'll open lot C?
Yes, yes, yes. We have more than enough parking to weather this 3-week closure of lot B.
Yeah.
We are, if many of you folks have noticed, you know, today we're trying to do the best we can to bring in other sources of income from the use of our facility. So today, Magnum PI is renting the half of lot C. We've been trying to rent more frequently to the studio folks, and the studio right now is being held by NCIS Hawaii. But there's a number of different, you know, shoots going on. There's Doogie Howser, or what is it? Doogie Kameloha, I believe is the name of it. And Magnum PI, of course, they're actually talking about rebooting Hawaii Vo. So as long as we're here and we're in a good spot to rent out to them, as long as it's not going to interfere with our students and employees and parking. Thanks, Brandon. Dui Kame Aloha.
Was that a hand up?
Yeah. I think I have one question for you and one question for Sheldon. Can you repeat how many students got their
Financial obs cleared? 1,197.
home-based here at KCC?
Correct.
So,
Well, it may not necessarily be home-based here. They may have obs that to
Okay.
us.
but those financial obs is holding them back from registering.
Yes.
So I'm just, so we should be possibly looking towards a spike, a small spike in our enrollment and
Possible. It's possible. So Jennifer and Angela and Michael Lynn have the contact information for those students. And they're going to be discussing how to do outreach to them to encourage them to come back. Right, Angela?
Yes, that's correct. We'll be reaching out to the students starting with this past summer and well, actually from this past spring. We're starting with spring students and then moving backwards.
Angela, do you know what major are the majority of those? Sorry, I'm just trying to plan out, like, do our liberal arts and sciences chairs need to watch the enrollment and add classes possibly?
Well, it's in an Excel file, so I can actually figure that out for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Angela. That
welcome.
was
Good
really
question.
Yeah.
And then my Sheldon question is, so I think he announced the last time about the like 500 something what kind of students were there? High school students.
No, first time classified, right, Louise?
Yep.
Yep.
First time classified.
So no previous college credits starting college for the first time.
So that could include high school students.
That could include recent high school graduates, yes. Because
Okay.
early admin has its separate category.
Early and okay, got it.
Yeah.
No, I think, I mean, with COVID and all that we've been through, I'm trying to think of, and with next steps, KCC only held 3 classes, Health 120, 121, and Host 101. And they're surveying them. So I'm going to look at those results of the survey. But I'm just trying to think of what kind of needs will these students need? Sorry about, in terms of like support, if they're just graduating from high school, are they prepared for college? I mean, maybe now more than ever because they didn't have winter ball and graduation, some of them. And when I talk to some high school faculty, they're like, they graduated, but I don't think they're college ready. So how do we kind of prepare ourselves as the receiving institution to make sure they have the support they need to be successful in our classes?
Speaking anecdotally,
Okay.
I would say, and I think this campus does it already, is just have a degree of empathy in the classroom. And I think this campus does it even pre-COVID. And so I think, and I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I think just being present with them, being mindful that they went through, not to sound dramatic, some kind of traumatic experience in this past year. Referencing a conversation Alfie and I had with a senior who was trying to get adjusted being online and then was later told to go in person. So she's now readjusting to that. And so just a lot of changes happening that was quick. And so I think I think everyone is just doing a phenomenal job, even down with just everyone. I sat in the new student orientation today, and then it's just done with a lot of thought and care. So I think that in itself just goes a long way. So I think we just continue what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Sheldon. Okay, no more updates from anyone? Questions on the agenda? Answered? Anything else from the field? Anything? Yes, Brian?
We're saying goodbye.
Oh, encouraging me to shut down the Zooms, what it is. All right. If there are no last questions, thank you very much. Appreciate your presence and your contributions and your questions always. Thanks to all the account managers who are meeting with us for budget. And I hope that Justin folks are noticing how much the help is appreciated for the help desk question times. Take care of yourselves, and I won't see you until convocation.
On the webinar.
On the webinar. Oh, yes.
See you
Sorry.
there.
The webinar tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.